foul! Oh, shame! Gascoigne going to have a crack. He is, you know. Oh, I say!
Messi. Oh, brilliant skill from Lionel Messi. Surging forward with real menace here. Brilliant from Messi. Oh, what a goal that is!
Yes, good morning, Savva here from Football Heritage TV. Happy Friday, we've made it. We've made it to the end of the week. Tottenham have made it to the end of the week without signing anybody, but we've made it to the end of the week with Tottenham Hotspur not signing anybody. Breaking news, I don't know if this is breaking, but this news has just come out that Alfie Devine is going on loan. Let me just double check this. Alfie Devine, apparently, according to Sammy Mockbell, who is the person Sean doesn't like at all, big up to Sean, has said that Alfie Devine is going on loan to Port Vale. Port Vale on loan for Alfie Devine. Let's have a look. I mean, what league are Port Vale even in these days? Is it League One? I'm just checking. Port Vale, 9th in League One. So Alfie Devine going down to Port Vale in League One. What do we make of this? Not even a championship move. Hey, that's Parrot to Excelsior Rotterdam yesterday. Looks like being Port Vale for Alfie Devine today. Roden has already gone on loan to Leeds. Lots of talk of Tanganga going on loan to Luton, although that's gone very, very quiet. And all the while, Tottenham are not selling anybody. We're not actually selling anybody for any form of money, which has got to be a huge, huge worry. But good morning to each and every one of you. Just so you know, here's the schedule for today. Obviously, this morning between now and about 11:30, 11:45, we have got a Friday morning chat with this guy, every morning chat with this guy. Oh, look at the state of my hair. It's terrible. Apologies. And then at 1 p.m. with the channel member only hour. So just for channel members to come in, have a chat, talk about whatever they like. It could be Tottenham. It can be any football in the world. It can be life. It doesn't have to be just football or Spurs. And then at 4 p.m. I'm live with Tappin Tobes, fantastic content creator, good friend of mine. And we'll be having a preview to the Spurs versus Bournemouth game tomorrow at lunchtime. So we've got a lot going on. Obviously, Alfie Devine and Parrot going out on loan. Loads of rumours in the last 24 hours about Pepe, about Orban, about Brennan Johnson. But at the moment, I believe if you include today, it's 8 days of the window to go. Friday to today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 8 days to go in this transfer window. What's happening to Tottenham Hotspur in the last 8 days? Big up to everyone. Keep smashing that like button. You know the rules. I won't ask throughout the show, but please, if anyone would like to subscribe, please do. It's been really, really slow going since we hit the 10K on the subscribers front. So I'm going to put that link in the chat. I am going to pin it as well so anyone can find it. And then we'll leave it there and see where we're at a little bit later on. Big up to absolutely everyone in here. Shall we have a look and see who is in here this morning? So far, there's 264 of you. Let's see. I won't obviously be able to say all 264, but let's see who's here. Jessica, good morning to you. Hope you're well. Steph, ACM, big up to you as well. By the way, I'm hearing rumours. that Lukaku is going to Roma. Let me just see who. Someone just put that through. Hang on 1 second. Where's the rumour? Somebody just said Lukaku. No, I can't see where that is. Paul O'Keefe, understand. Yeah, sorry, but just to confirm that Paul O'Keefe has come out with this news saying, understand that Alfie Devine is set to join Port Vale on loan. Talks advanced, all being well confirmed soon. How do we feel about that, people? How do we feel? Are we doing the right thing for Alfie Devine there? Is that a good enough level to get a gauge? Are we just happy? Sorry, hang on 1 second. Henry, Henry, I'm streaming right now. I'll message you later. But yeah, I'm streaming between 1 and 2 p.m. Cheers. Sorry, just trying to sort out some content between me and Henry. Leoland Lego is in the chat. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. Get your backsides into gear. Big up Savva. Big up to you as well. Vinny Rowley said, big up Savva. Lukaku could be going to Roma on loan. Yeah, I'm hearing that from a few sources now. I think he'd actually do quite well playing a bit of shithousery for Jose Mourinho. I mean, you think they've already got Belotti, they've got Tammy Abraham, they've got Paulo Dybala. They're trying to get Zapata, although it looks like Fulham are trying to gazump that. Jessica, I said, was reading Jota, who left Celtic, could be available for a free or lower offer. 27 goal contributions in 43 games. I think he'd allow us to get Orban and a solid centre-back, potentially a full-back too. Yeah, right. Let's put that away. I will deal with Henry after that. Big up to absolutely everyone. Phil P is in the house. The Phil Army. Phil, are you still on holiday? What's going on, my friend? Big up to Mark Cook. Good morning to you. Tigaro, the single parent theory, is in the house. Big up to you. Ivan Cho has said, Tierney gone. Trossard next. I hate that terrorist Arteta so much. It's not about adding depth for competition for places. It's about playing the crap marquee signings and favourites. Give me Ange. Well, there we go. We've started off on a Friday morning with Arsenal fans wanting Postecoglou over Arteta. Wow, what's going on? Rin Ketic, big up. Good morning to you, channel member, who said, I'll be lurking today. See you on the stream later. Big up, channel member only stream at 1 p.m. 1 p.m., people, 1 p.m. Big up to each and every one of you who have voted for me as well for the new content creator award, best new content creator. So I appreciate that. Simon D in the house said, morning all. I feel like going to sleep and waking up on Saturday when it's all over. Mate, it's it's Spurs, isn't it? Big up, Kate, just a girl who loves Spurs. She's with just a guy who loves Spurs, and she's at the dentist. Oh, hate the dentist. Shane Reynolds, big up. I said, morning, Savva, looking forward to the game tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to touch on the game tomorrow. We're going to talk about it very shortly. Avatron Wembley, I said, morning, Savva and Spurs fans. Nobody ever plays really well in these awful lunchtime kickoffs, least of all us. A bit of a leveler, so who knows? This was the old Spurs. We now got Postecoglou getting it into them. He's not going to let us slack. Come on, Big Ange. Come on, Spurs. We've got this. Graham Gilbert said, greetings, Savva from Sunbury. Keep on trucking. Any ins or outs yet? Well, I don't know if you count Parrott and Devine going on loan as outs, but yeah, those two have gone. Good morning to Drew. I hope you're well. Good morning to you. Game of throw-ins. Love that. Said, morning, Savva. Hope you are well. Lots of talk and no action on the transfers as usual. By the way, talking about transfers, Fantasy Premier League, right? Don't do what I did last week, which is completely forget to change your captain, your transfers, your team, whatever, and then realize my team had a stinker. I'm awful at it. I'm so bad at keeping up with it. Don't forget, I think the deadline is maybe 1 o'clock or 12 or something today, because Chelsea are playing Luton Town tonight at Stamford Bridge. Good morning to Benyon. Morning to you, my friend. Morning to Ian Satwick, always in the chat. Big up to you, Ian. Morning to Alpesh. 1 week left, mate. Absolutely 1 week left. Balpinda, good morning to you. Corey, boys in the chat as well. Good morning to you. William Ellison is here. Big Joe Trapp is here as well. Would I take Origi if Milan paid you $5 million to take him? I don't want Origi. I don't know. I think Origi's one of those who comes up with big goals every now and then. I don't know if he's that goal scorer, though, that gets you a lot of goals, just from my perception. And thank you to the couple of people who have subscribed. Much appreciated. Big Boss Man is in the house. Big up to you. And said, Divine to Port Vale. Good move. Look, I mean, if it gets him a game week in, week out, sure. For me, I would have liked to have seen him. I think he's a good talent. I would have liked to have seen him at least go to the Championship. But if no one's coming in and bidding, what can you do? So, look, good to see him get some legs in under, some games in his legs. But at some point, some of these youngsters need to be broken through into our first team, right? We'll see. We'll see. Quinton said, I love how Ange made the selling Levy's problem. He won't have anything to do with the outgoings other than to say who goes. Yeah, Ange is an experienced manager. By the way, how many people in here didn't want him? Now are happy they've got him. Not me. I'm just saying, put up your hand. Good manager. Very good manager. There he is. Strasbourg Steve, who gave everyone a really good detailed analysis of Pepe from Porto yesterday. Big up, Steve. Thank you for your time yesterday. Game of Throw-ins has said Devine and Parrott needed better loans than that, really. Just getting the youngsters out wherever for the hell of it. Good old Levy logic. I suppose what you would say is this. First of all, I suppose it depends on who comes in to loan these players. Right, I guess that's the first thing we've got to take into account. But I do agree with you. It does feel like I don't know what either of them are going to get from Port Vale and Excelsior Rotterdam, if I'm brutally honest. Let's be brutally honest as well. Troy Parrott is never going to make it as a footballer at Tottenham. Is this like his fourth or fifth year in a row going out on loan? He doesn't really score goals anywhere he goes. When are we going to just admit defeat? Rodney Roberts said, morning, Savva. Morning, guys and dolls. Good morning to you, Rodney. I hope you're well. Phil Pierce said, would have preferred Alfie getting a loan to a championship club, but it's all good experience. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big boss man just giving the old Ric Flair there. Woo! I can't do it very well, but Phil P can do it. East London Gooner said, good morning, Savva chat. Hopefully the transfer window starts getting busy for Arsenal. Arsenal? Tottenham? God, you've spent about 200 odd million, ain't you? But you still do need to do more for sure. Big up. There's the link to the channel. If anyone would like to subscribe, there is the link. Adig has said, never heard of Pepe. Yeah, he plays for Porto. So go and check him out. I mean, look, you don't have to check him out. It just depends if we're linked with him, if we actually buy him. Good morning to Eamon. Good morning to Donovan. Lots of people in the chat. Good morning to this flip-flop, the king of the flip-flops, Lone SC. I wonder if we can count this year. Nicholas, it would really help, Nicholas, wouldn't it, if we can count? Where's my son Perchy? Is he in the chat? Where's Perchy? Perchy. Big up to the Chris Master, who has said, Savva, you've seen an upcoming talent. Minan, I'm not going to read that out, please. Listen, I'm not going to read that out. Chris, this isn't that type of show, my friend. This isn't that type of show. Please, if we want to do silly things like that, there's other channels you can go and watch. We don't do that here. Big up, Rodney. Thank you very much. Listen, I've said all along, I'm not winning, but hey, it's nice to be nominated, right? Here to there. Big up to you. Big up to you. By the way, get any questions in the chat. We'll go through them. In a second, we're going to talk about the Bournemouth game. And if anyone would like to put in any super chats to ensure the comments get read out, then please do. Let's talk about it. By the way, sorry, is there any links to this or are we just hoping? Any links or we're just hoping? Before we talk about Tottenham Bournemouth, let's have a look, see what our mate Fabrizio Romano is saying today. Jurgen Klopp has said that on the Salah to Al Ittihad matter that we don't have an offer. Mo Salah is a Liverpool player and for all the things we do is essential. If there would be something, the answer would be no. Mo is 100% committed to Liverpool. Nothing to talk about. Big talk. If he goes now, it will look really silly, Klopp, won't he? Leicester have completed the signing of Yunus Akgun, a deal from Galatasaray. Deal sealed on loan with buy option. If he plays 25 games, it will be a 10 million buy option. Also this morning, where are we? Andre Santos, who Chelsea just signed, has joined Nottingham Forest on loan for the year. Nottingham Forest on loan for the year for the young Brazilian midfielder Andre Santos. Why don't we get any players on loan? Why haven't we got anyone decent on loan, but other clubs can? Kieran Tierney to Real Sociedad. Here we go with a loan deal for the season with no buy option clause. Kieran Tierney. How do you feel about that, Arsenal fans? Kieran Tierney going to Real Sociedad. Anything else this morning? Joaquin Correa of Inter Milan is travelling to Marseille today. And Leeds have wrapped up the deal for Joel Pyro. Yeah, and Nottingham Forest have presented a first bid to sign Brazilian centre-back Murilo from Corinthians. Why is everyone else active in the market? Why are these clubs active in the market and we're doing the square root, of zero? Like, what's going on? Good morning, Lee Burgess. Good morning to you, channel member inside the house. Strasbourg, Steve's not happy about Roma. Typical scum Roma, recruiting bums like Lukaku. Forza Lazio. Big up to you. Lazio couldn't even get Lloris. Just throwing a shot out there. Big up to the two people that just subscribed. Keep subscribing, people. Honestly, it's gone all a little bit quiet. The channel's not growing, and I really need it to grow if I'm going to stay doing this full time and keep doing these shows every day. So please smash that subscribe button. The link is in the chat and it is pinned. Leo and Lego remembers the British Bulldog. R.I.P. to the British Bulldog. Yes. R.I.P. What was his name? Davy something, wasn't it? Davy Smith or something like that. Here to there said, agreed. Roma's counter-attacking style fits Lukaku. I think he'd be a good hold-up bloke for them. I do. Morning. Oh, Ben Kaufman's decided he's going to be a fan of the channel again. Thanks, Ben. Where you been? Much love to Ben Kaufman. Please go and subscribe to him as well. Kate Rixham said, morning. Levy going to make excuses. It's too late to get anyone in. Likely Roma on loan, but Chelsea want a permanent deal. I think she's talking about Lukaku there. Flat Cap Pete said, morning, Savva. Hope you well. Voted for you and subbed. Off down to London next Friday to see ABBA Voyage staying overnight. Big up to you, Flat Cap Pete. Big up to you wherever you're coming into London from. Enjoy it. Get the best out of it all you can. Loves music. Said, I'm convinced we will go in for some Celtic players. Hatate has turned down a new deal. I mean, if we were, why haven't we done it till now? Like, why are we not moving on these players now? Ben Spurs said, big up Savva. Can see Levy loaning a few, making one underwhelming signing before the window ends and fans praising the window. Not good enough. I agree with you. I agree. A transfer window, right? Let's be brutally honest about this. A transfer window, where are we? A transfer window should be about ins and outs. And at the moment, on the outs front, the only bit of deadwood that they've removed is Harry Winks. When you think about it, Tanganga's gone on loan or going on loan. Rodon's going on loan. Parrott and Devine on loan. These aren't good outs. Outs needs to be Sanchez going, Dyer going, Sessegnon going, Ndombele going, Jed Spence going, Hugo Lloris going, Højbjerg going. This is what it needs to be. Phil P with a question said, was Tapintobe's best defend last season if you include his consistent performance on the Big Six? A phenomenal debut for the man himself, Savva too, rattling Grizz the family man. I wonder where you were going with that. Big up Tobes, who's on the show, 4 p.m. today. Savva and Tobes talking about the Man United, talking about the Bournemouth game. Talk to me, Bournemouth people. Bournemouth, I'll ask this question and then get to the comments in a few minutes. Bournemouth, any changes to the 11? What do you see the score being? Can Spurs make this 7 points from their first 9, which would be a really good start to the season? Let me know what changes to the team. What are you expecting from the game? What's the result? Can we get 7 points from 9? Where can we vote? The link, where can you vote? You can vote here. Here we go. If anyone would like to vote, I'm putting it in now. It says the Football Content Awards. I've just put the link in the chat. So big up to all of you lovely, lovely people. Big up to the Super Chat crew. There's 411 of you in here and only 170 likes. Smash that like button. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's do a deal. Smash that like button and subscribe if you hate Chelsea and Arsenal. If you are a Chelsea and Arsenal fan, smash that subscribe button just because you're kind. Big up, but we haven't had any subscribers today, and we didn't yesterday, and it's getting a little bit worrying that no one is enjoying the content to subscribe. Big up Strasbourg, Steve. Said, I actually like the Excelsior loan for your man Parrott. Watched them draw with Ajax 2 on Saturday. They play some good football. Let's see. Possibly, Steve. I think the difficulty for me is what I've seen is Parrott hasn't scored goals wherever he's gone. This is a real concern for me. But listen, let's see. Maybe he goes there. Maybe he scores a lot of goals. Maybe he comes back. And for all these fans that keep messaging me saying that he's going to do what Harry Kane did, I don't think you've seen him play. I think every fan thinks that every young forward now that comes through our academy is Harry Kane. And Harry Kane is a one-off. Big up, Steve. Big up to you. And Michael Chinkina, with a very generous super chat, said Spurs win by 4-0. Richarlison with a hat-trick. Michael, very generous of you. I would love Richarlison to get a hat-trick tomorrow. These are the games where surely, if this guy is going to score against anybody, it's got to be the teams like Bournemouth, like Luton, like Sheffield United, surely, like Palace. He's got to. So come on, Richarlison, let's grab a goal. You know what will happen. I've said it all week, though. If Richarlison grabs one goal, all you're going to see all week is, there you go. He's brilliant. He's the best player ever. A big up to the one person that just subscribed. So thank you, Michael Chinkina. Thank you to whoever just subscribed. And I don't know what's happened, honestly. Everyone was telling me, oh, I hit 10K. The subs will fly in. I've hit 10K and it's been the worst week for 3 months. But big up to everyone who has subbed. Where are we in the chat? Where are we? I'm so far behind on the comments. I'll try and get to everyone. Big up to Phil P, who's still on holiday. Big up the holiday crew in a coma. Big up to you, my friend, channel member. In a coma has gone on to say exciting times ahead. Savva, bring on deadline day. They're only exciting if we actually start doing some bits and pieces, right? Drula saying good morning to Kate. Her worst nightmare is the dentist. The dentist. No one likes the dentist. Philly 2109. Big up, brother. I said big up Savva and the magnificent chat. Kick the can down the road. FC are at it again. Colour me surprised. No club in their right mind wants our deadwood. It is what it is. Yeah, bad times. Bad times. Blind as a bat said, I'm a Celtic Spurs fan, so I know what we are getting. A leader of men who's never failed. Big up to the never failing crew and big up to just hitting 200 likes. Let's get that to 300 ASAP, people, as soon as possible. Feeling a good mood today. By the way, don't forget the channel member only show is at 1 p.m. for a nice little chit chat. Don't go there expecting huge, massive debates and rows. And some of the people will tell you that I'm a lot more relaxed in those environments where I'm not having to read off hundreds of messages in a very short space of time. Big up to Kate, who's in the chat. So Savva doing that content creator this afternoon, my friend here, not good with phones, but it'll be done at 4 p.m. Thank you very much, Kate. Really appreciate that. Who's news? I said Porto's an incredible club. Pepe will be highly entertaining to watch. I mean, let's see if we get him. Nicholas Collison has said Football Heritage TV. Flip-flop, you have me confused. Nick, if you would like to come on. I've not spoken to you for a few days properly about football. Let me know if you'd like to come on. We can get you on. And even if you want to get my son Perchy on as well, you're both more than welcome, unless you're pretending you've got real jobs. Who has real jobs these days? Alpesh just said only 5 more loans allowed because there's a limit. How many? What is the limit? So if that's Roden, if Tanganga goes... Divine and Parrot. Isn't there some sort of rule around if they're the under 21 players? I don't know. I don't know. So inappropriate. This is a footy show. I don't know what that means, but big up to you either way. Here to there, I said West Ham going after the Seville striker from Morocco, El Naziri. If they go after him, I'll be absolutely gutted. He's a very good player. He'd be excellent for us. With Kudus, Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, good, solid business. Yeah. Hate to say it, but yeah, good, solid business from West Ham there. AJ said, oi, Savaloy, morning, fella. Loving the content. Big up to you, AJ. Big up to you. Drula, big up to you. I said, never discard these lower leagues. Great for these younger talents who need time. Tough leagues. My cousin played for Brentford first team and we went on loan and toughened him up. Listen, I'm not doubting that. I think it all depends on how good the player is, right? I just feel that Alfie Devine's probably a little bit better than Port Vale. Just my feeling. Just my feeling. Yeah, Manish, we've just been talking about that. Absolutely. Rodney said, Savva, how do you know you're not going to win? Positive vibes. I think there is going to be better content creators out there than me. But listen, I'm just happy to be in that conversation. It's a big up. Phil P. Yeah, it was. R.I.P. to the British Bulldog. R.I.P. Davey Boy Smith. Tigero, the single parent theory, is talking to Kudos, talking about Stan Lee. I don't know what that is all about. I must have missed that. Ben K in the house talking about shots being fired all over the place. Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. Let's just see. Hang on. Anyone? Let's just see if any of them are going to. Let's see. Okay. Big up to everyone in the chat. Happy Friday to all of you. It's a lovely day here in South London. I don't know. Let me know. Hopefully the weather is good where you are as well. Look, one thing is for sure. It's been tough the last month or so in this transfer window since Van der Ven signed. But what we do know, people, something's got to give. Or are there people that truly believe no one else is going to be signing? Is there anyone that believes that no one else is going to be signing? I'm not sure. I'm really, really not sure. Let me know, and we can take it from there. I'm going to get to some more questions in a minute as well. Just trying to... Okay, perfect. There we go. I was just checking some football news. Unfortunately, it wasn't about Tottenham Hotspur. R.I.P. Bray Wyatt. I keep seeing this morning. I have no idea who this is. R.I.P. to him. I just have no idea who this is. Thomas said, people want this player, that player. Will end up with 100 players in the squad. Tom, I don't think that's necessarily how it works. I think people want this player and that player because we don't buy players properly. I don't really know what this means. No one's asking to sign all these players, Tom. We're asking to sign a few of them. So I'm not really too sure what that means. Gwyn Evans said, morning, Savva. Forest need players. Can't we give them some? Listen, the problem we have is this. I hear this all the time. We sit there and talk about, Ryan Fraser going to Southampton, by the way, on a season loan deal from Newcastle. Ryan Fraser. Good move for Southampton and for the player, I think. We talk about our deadwood all the time, and then we are surprised when other clubs don't buy them. Let's be brutally honest. Why would Nottingham Forest want some of our deadwood? Who of our deadwood would they want? Just chucking it out there. There's a question for the chat. Nottingham Forest, who of our deadwood would they want and that would walk straight into their team? Just asking. Jake B has said, Alfie Devine out on loan to Port Vale. Good move. Needs senior minutes. Yeah, we'll see. Phil P said, respect the power-hungry moderator, please, Savva. Absolutely. My bad. Ben K, the best moderator in the game. Flat Cat Pete has said, Savva didn't know, but I think you know me as Peter Spew. Yes. Big up, mate. Big up. Hope you're well. Sorry, I do see a lot of names in the chat all the time. Morning, Steve D. Morning. Here is the link for anyone that did want the link to the Football Content Creator Awards. And we've got loads of comments. Jesus Christ, happy Friday. It's always busy on a Friday morning. East London Gooner has said, Arteta would be a fool for putting Tierney on loan, and I do not trust Arteta. Doesn't like players with ego, yet he is the biggest ego of them all. Is this some discontent I'm hearing from Arsenal fans? Is that what's happening here? Big up to everyone who smashed the like button. Keep going. JT has said, big up, Sav. Long-term fan here from the Spursy podcast days, coming in from South Melbourne. Big up to you. Yeah, the Spursy podcast days. Imagine if I'd never let that channel go. We'd be on huge numbers. As it is, we're pushing along quite nicely, I think. Here to there said it's almost impossible now for a Big Six club to move out unwanted contracts with the wage revenue divide. Lot to be said for that. People want to put these players on massive contracts, massive salaries. Then when you try and get rid of them, there's going to be issues, right? There's going to be issues. Wow. British Bulldogs been dead for 21 years. That's crazy. Strasbourg Steve has said, I'm going 2-1 Bournemouth for no other reason than a 12:30 kickoff kickoff throws up the weirdest results. That's not a reason. Come on. This can't be a reason for 2-1 Bournemouth, surely. Tom has gone Bournemouth 3, Tottenham 1. Back down to earth. Oh, God, it's cheery in here today, isn't it? God, I get called negative. 3-1 to Bournemouth. Okay. Yeah, everyone's at work except us. Big up John Mills. Big up the work crew. Sorry, who is Bray Wyatt? Who is this guy? Why don't I know who this guy is? Should I know? Let me know. Rodney has said, just a thought outside the box. If Ange is going for Celtic players and it's so late in the window, it can only be because he knows these players inside out. I hope so. I've got nothing against bringing a couple of the players he knows. I've got nothing against it at all. Big up to whoever just subscribed. Thank you very much. Now on 10,322. Let's see if we can get that to 10,340. That's 18 more. Big up to Mark. Thank you so much for voting. Much appreciated. Mark Cook said, channel membership done to you last night, Savva. Great content show as always. Big up, Mark. Thank you so much. Channel member only show is at 1 p.m. today. Only channel members will be able to join in, and only those channel members will be able to see it listed on YouTube. It will not show up for anyone else. So big up. Simon, the Ulster Year, said, let's face it, our Deadwood who refuse deals are hurting our club. To bring one player in, we have to offload 6 of our rubbish, and all in 8 days. I mean, yeah, they've had the whole transfer window to deal with this, right? The whole transfer window. But don't worry, all the people that kept telling me, the window's not closed yet, there's loads of time. Yes. Gary is going with 1-0 to Spurs, with one of our centre-backs scoring a goal. The Herbalizer has said, oi, oi, Savaloy, good morning. Yes, oi, oi, Savaloy. You have no idea how much I heard that whilst at school. Big up to you, big up to you, big up to you. Who's News has said, Pepe ain't going to be cheap. Celtic have said, if anyone matches the valuation, he can go. Do you mean Yotta? Is it? Just checking. Sorry, I just want to be clear on what you're saying there. AJ said, Tottenham Hotspur, more Deadwood than an all-male cemetery. Wow. Wow. East London Goodness said, Sav, why do you hate Chelsea so much? For what I remember back in the 90s, early 2000s, you Tottenham bothered about Chelsea. I don't particularly hate Chelsea. I don't. Listen, I'm a fan who's more worried about my own club. I don't particularly hate Chelsea. It is what it is, right? Jimmy Crash has said Spurs going to win 6-0 with 35 shots in total. Wow, that would be something, wouldn't it? Big up Tiger Lily. Big up, big up. Nana Hotspur has said with a super chat. So thank you so much, Nana Hotspur. 3-0 to Spurs and Levy's job. And Levy says job done. Yeah, hopefully if we do win, it's not we don't need any more players. Kick on. You've got to strengthen from a position of strength. Big up to you, Nana Hotspur. And then big up to Tigaro, the single parent theory, who has said Stanley was a reference to Parrott going to Excelsior. It's gone right over my head. I'm going to be completely honest with you, but big up to you, Tigaro. Always very supportive and always very generous as well. So big up to you. Big up to all the 257 people that have liked as well. Keep subscribing, keep liking. Let's have a generous Friday morning, people. Let's have a generous Friday morning. Ignore the StreamYard link that I've just put in. Oh, God, how do I delete that comment? By the way, no, I didn't mean to put that in there. Remove the comment. Yes, let's remove that comment. Big up to everybody. Let's have a generous Friday morning, people. Put in a lot of effort this week. Let's hope it's rewarded with a few subscribers. The link is in the chat and it is pinned as well. So big up to each one of you. Valpinda said, Savva, people subbing to your channel is like Tottenham transfers. Started and then started crawling. Yeah, it's bad times, my friend. Bad times. But it is one of those where I have to grow. If I don't grow, then I will have to go back to get a proper job. And then all my shows will have to stop during the day. So it is what it is. And look, we move forward, we see how it goes, and we take it from there. Big up to Nathan, who has said the limit is only for foreign loans, not domestic. Okay. Anyone know all the rules then about loaning? I feel like every year it changes. Steve, the members show the members can come on to the chat. That's the point. The members can come in. It's not a show of me sitting there talking. Everyone can come on, up to 10 people at once, and just have a chinwag. Morning to Jace underscore 0611. I said, morning, Savva. Keep up the good work, mate. Come on, you Spurs. Big up to you as well, Jace. Big up to you. Big up to everybody. It's seven loans or 8 loans. Okay. Simon D, channel member, has said Tottenham yesterday had a great guest. Tottenham on tour yesterday had a great guest in Josh Hughes. Eased a lot of negativity I've had recently about the transfer window. Hit the likes. Why did it ease negativity? Did he manage to buy us a striker, a centre back, and another midfielder, or sell any of our deadwood? Listen, people can talk a lot, my friend. I need to see action. I need action. Geordie, big up to you. Said hello, bro. What's up? Not a lot, man. Happy Friday morning to you. Desperately got these monitors here with Fabrizio Romano. I've got Sky Sports News, David Ornstein, and we need some news. Listen, it is. I'm not going to get into that. There's some very good content creators out there within our own community and within other communities. So listen, it's just nice to have been nominated. I'm just going to try and catch up. I'm still at 10:31, and the chat has now moved to 10:41. So I'm going to try and move it along a tiny bit. Corey Boy said Bray is one of the most creative wrestlers in the last 10 years. 36 years old. He got COVID really bad. Started to recover and had a heart attack. Wow. Okay. I don't know who he is. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt. Steve Wilson's talking about Sanchez going to Forest. Listen, is he better than the centre-backs they've got? Any Nottingham Forest fans in here? This is the question I'd ask. I'm going to have a look at bear with me 1 second. I'm going to have a look at Nottingham Forest centre-backs. All right. So Nottingham Forest. So at centre-back, they would have Willy Bolly. Who have they got? Felipe, who I like. They got Willy Bolly, Felipe, Scott McKenna, Musa Nikate, Panzo. I'll ask the question: Is he better than all of them? I'm not sure. I'm not saying he isn't. I know I definitely have Felipe over him for sure. Snipes, big up with a super chat. I said, good day, Savva. Buzzing for the game tomorrow. Yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Let's hope that Spurs really do hit the spot and get that win. So big up to you, Snipes, and buzzing for the game tomorrow as well. Tigaro, single parent theory, coming with another super chat. Thank you so much. And said, American Pie Tune, bye-bye to Tottenham guy. We'll drive a Chevy over Levy if they don't cut that guy. Big Adge and the boys are really wondering why. Why don't we say goodbye to Tungai? Big up for the creativity, Tigaro. Always so supportive and always very generous. Big up to you. And Tungai, please leave this club. Please, please, please. All the people asking for him to have yet another opportunity. No, get out this club. Please get out this club. A big up to the one person that just subscribed. Honestly, it's getting tough. I was having this chat with Henry last night that I don't think I can keep going. I'm not growing at all. Big up to Martin Knightsbridge in the house, who's a channel member. Said, morning, Savva. Can you congratulate my son Clay on his exam results? Big up, Clay. What did Clay get? We need to know what he got. But big up to Clay on your exam results. I'm guessing they would be A-level results or GCSEs. Let us know, Martin. But big up to your son, Clay. Big up. Haaland has said, does scoring 4 goals in 2 games and not one of our forwards scored worry you? 2 ways of looking at this. 1, it's great that other people are scoring goals. 2, it is worrying that none of our forwards look sharp. But 2 games to go, 2 games gone. Let's see what happens. There's a long way to go. There's a long, long way to go. We'll see what happens as we move forward. Whose news has said Jota is staying in Saudi Arabia? Is that the latest news? I thought he was leaving, but he's staying now, is he? Just check and see if Romano has said anything, or Ornstein. No, not really seeing anything. Georgi Petrovic has got his visa and is completing his move today to Chelsea. There seems to not be a lot. Mo, kudos to West Ham, is almost there. Final documents being checked, matter of details, and then deal closed. Good signing for West Ham. He's a top footballer. Good signing for them. Big up with a super chats from Nana Hotspur, who says, Savva, I want to be a member, but can't do it on my Apple phone. Sad times. Nana Hotspur, I don't know what to suggest. I've not tried to do anything like that from an Apple phone. If you did want to be a member, maybe you could log on from a PC. Anyone in the chat got any answers for Nana Hotspur's technical query? Who knows what Nana Hotspur can do? But big up to you, and hopefully you'll find a way. Martin Kingdon, who's a channel member, big up to you, Martin. I said, morning, Savva. I'm finally back in the fold. Just needed a break away from Spurs, to be honest. Respect to you, bro. Voted for you as best new creator. Listen, thank you, Martin. Every now and then, everyone needs to step away from whatever it is in their life that they do. Big up to you. Health is more important than absolutely anything, okay? Health is more important than anything. Don't let the haters get you down. And, take that break if you need it, people. Tottenham Forever said, big up, Savva. How are you? Big up to you. I'm going to try and remember your name from yesterday. Was it Josh or Scott or Luke? Oh, God, you're going to hate me. I remember last night you told me, but I can't remember. I'm so sorry. Christopher has said, Savva, do you think Lo Celso is Prem ready? Listen, I've been waiting for Lo Celso to do something for 4 years. So if he plays tomorrow, let's hope he can do something. All of a sudden, he's getting all these plaudits, and I don't know why. He's been a massive flop so far at Tottenham Hotspur. Martin's come back in and said, I'm not even looking forward to the game. Levy just keeps pissing on my chips. Mate, come on. You've got to be looking forward to the game. Postecoglou's got the team playing well, and that's not Levy. That's Postecoglou. So it is what it is. Georgie, 1 foot, Leicester City FC. You boys have made some good signings, Georgie. You boys have made some good signings this year. I think you're going to win that league. Dushan has said, Savva, you will. Yeah, listen, I will. It's just, it's frustrating, putting a lot of work. And sometimes when you finish a show, I think a lot of YouTubers get this, when they finish the show and see that like 48% of people that viewed for over an hour weren't even subscribed, is just frustrating, but there's nothing you can do. Phil Moss says, Savva, maybe Sessegnon to Forest. If I was Nottingham Forest, would I want Sessegnon on my left-hand side? I would not at all. I just don't think some of our players are very good at all. Bill saying Lukaku to Roma on loan. Lots of reports about this today. Kuva might be joining us. Kuva might be joining us. I love Kuva. How's it? It's impossible to not love Kuva, isn't it? Top 4 league, cup, and FA Cup. Sorry, is that we're going to finish top 4 and win both cups? Oh, big up, Rock. I don't know if I trust you to be a moderator, my friend. Big up to Ben. Said, has given the membership link. Does this work on a iPhone? I don't know. I'm what am I? There you go. That's me. You can see there. I'm a Samsung. I'm an Android guy. That's what I am. I don't like iPhones, and all my mates cuss me, but I don't like them. I like the back button. But big up, and Kuva's going to join us in 5 minutes, and we can talk a bit more. Everyone loves Kuva. Show some love for Kuva, people, before he gets here. Big up. Neo Yami has said, so Monaco, not Monica from Friends, have reached an agreement with Arsenal for Balogun. I wonder what that would mean for the Fulham defender they want, and if they have the money to buy both. Could be good news. I mean, let's be brutally honest, right? If Spurs wanted Tosin Adarabioyo, surely you go out and get Adarabioyo. Surely it shouldn't be that difficult, should it? Spurs Psych, channel member. Don't forget, channel member show, 1 p.m. And then I've got the live Tottenham v Bournemouth preview with Tapping Tobes at 4 p.m. Join us at 4 to 5 p.m. for that. And I might be going live with Henry at 2. Just checking with Henry to see if that's happening. Let's just see. So we're going live at 2. I love Henry. Henry's just such a funny lad. He really is a funny lad. Very dry, but good lad. Steve D said, Spurs Psych said, morning, Savva and chat. Thought I'd join the lateness is greatness trend. Yeah, big up to you, Spurs Psych. Beautiful dogs in that picture. Steve D said, Channel is ahead of the curve, mate. Always going to get spikes. Oh, I know. I'm just impatient. That's all it is. I'm just impatient, mate. Of course, I am well ahead of the trend. There's something for YouTubers called Social Blade. I'm not sure if any of you guys and girls have seen it. If you go on Social Blade, you can type in the channel you want. It will show you everything about how many subs they've had recently. It will show you their projections, how many subs they should be on in a week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, a year, 5 years. And to be honest, my projection said that I'd be on 7,500 for September 23. So, yeah, look, we're doing well. But listen, unlike Spurs, I've got ambition, strengthen from a position of strength. So if anyone would like to help me strengthen from a position of strength, the link has gone in the chat. Ben will put it in again as well. Smash that subscribe button. Hugo Bosswood, top of the morning to you as well. Mark Cook, smash the likes for Savva, guys and girls. Big up. We are now approaching 320 likes. We're smashing the likes today. 547 of you in here. So big up to all the 547 Friday morning crew. Big up to everyone who's put in super chat. Much appreciated. And without any further ado, when you've got this ugly face in the show and you need somebody to come in and add a little bit of sex appeal, you call Kuva 99. How are you, mate?
What do you mean a little bit? No, good to be on, mate. Good to be on, mate. Big up to all the people that people do show me a lot of love. It's really appreciated.
They do.
Lots of people forget to take compliments, but I think you should just gracefully take them and move on. Really.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you were the hot topic of conversation last night on Shelfside Spur. Where it was pick or kick between you and Bobby K. That was very interesting. Just saying.
I think I probably was busy at that point. I missed part of the show. So, I'll have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, they did pick or kick it was Iggy versus Sophie, you versus Bobby, me versus my son Perchy. It was all good fun. Kuva, we've been Tottenham fans a long time. We have seen many transfer windows, and there are 8 days, including today, left of the current transfer window. Right now, are you
many transfer windows? I wouldn't remember when there was no transfer window.
There you go. Constant transfer window.
I think it was better.
I agree. When there was no transfer window and clubs could just sign when they wanted to sign. Yeah, I agree. Let's go back to that. At this moment, has this been a successful window? Are you expecting a lot to happen in the last 8 days? What's your thoughts?
Am I expecting a lot? No. Am I hoping for a lot? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Said at the beginning of the window, I think it's going to be one of those where we struggle to get players out and it's going to hamper us. What's happening? It looks that way, doesn't it? The only players we can really shift, our star asset, Mr. Kane, and possibly some others that clubs see some sort of value in. But we've got so much that clubs are not going to want.
For sure.
We're always talking about this. The amount of average players we've got on elite wages is unreal.
Crazy,
I can't see any other club except for maybe Everton doing that.
Yeah.
Or Sunderland did it as well for a while. Look what happened to them doing that.
Well, let's try. While you're talking, I'm just going to try and find that in the background.
Fair enough. Ben is just wrong about many things, mostly biscuit related. But there we go. Anyway, yeah, it's the transfer window. It could have been so much more, couldn't it? I mean, Maddison, great signing. Van der Ven's looking like a great signing. Vicario's shaping up nicely. I didn't think he was the right fit. I thought he was going to struggle a bit, but he seems to be adapting quickly. And he's really vocal as well. That's what I like in a goalkeeper. Always marshalling the defence, shouting at them. Lloris always a bit passive before that. So I think Vicario's grown into it very rapidly. It's starting to really get into him. Otherwise, Solomon still, doesn't get much of a run out. He was a bit part player at Fulham, bit part player here now. So we'll wait and see on him. Otherwise, it's those ones we should have had. We know we need some extra cover in central defence. we could probably do with that extra sort of fullback or two. We definitely need some more creativity. Once Maddison's out, we're starting to get a bit concerned again, aren't we? Because where is that sort of special player that can unlock a defence?
Yeah.
We got, maybe with Kane going, you'd think one or two players up on the forward line. We could be on for a really fun season. I think we could anyway, though. I mean, the one thing I'm not going to do this season is in previous seasons, I have been miserable about supporting this club. There's just nothing to look forward to, apart from the individual performances from players. The football's been terrible. It's been boring. I've literally fallen asleep or not bothered watching for the first time in life with a Spurs fan. And it was all missing. So now we've got Big Ange back. I am so happy about that. I'm not even when we inevitably screw up this transfer window and don't do as much as we should have, I'm still gonna love this season. It's all down to the manager, it's all down to the way we're playing. I can't be miserable anymore about it. It's football. I'm going to enjoy that no matter what, because it's really tiring to be down about the club. It really is. It just drags on and on. You don't look forward to weekends. I'm looking forward to them again. Cannot wait for tomorrow. Goals galore, that's what we're always going to say. Didn't turn out that way against Man United, and lots of us were saying it's going to be like a 4-3, and but it was fun. It was great fun. Long may it continue. So transfer window, no expectations at all, really. I think we'll be okay, though. I think it's going to be fun no matter what this season.
Yeah, I really, really hope so. I'm just trying to find an accurate, report. Look, here's as good as I can get it for the players' salaries. And forgive all the pop-ups; they're just an absolute pain in the backside. Hopefully, everyone can see this loud and clear. Hang on, I say that loud and clear. Can you see that? Is that clear?
Yeah, a little bit. Mind you, my screen size isn't good on this one.
So just so it shows. So you've got there. Pop-ups everywhere. Go away. As you can see there. So you've got Tungai Ndombele on 200 grand a week, followed by Son on 192. Perisic on 178, Romero's on 165, Kulu's on 110, Højbjerg on 101, Hugo on 100, Richarlison 90. But it's the deadwood that concerns me. Like when you look at Højbjerg, 100k a week, Perisic might be included in that 178 a week, Lloris 100, Richarlison 90, Dyer 85, Ben Davis 80. Fraser Forster's on 75.
That's the one that really stands out for me. Nothing against Fraser Forster. I think he's been a very good. Well, at one point I rated him the best goalkeeper in the Premiership when he was at Southampton for a while.
Yeah.
But as a backup goalkeeper on 75 grand a week, surely you're better off bringing one of your younger talents through, an Alfie Whiteman or something.
I
a lot more value for money.
I agree. And the thing is, when you look at it as well, you look at even like someone like Lo Celso. But look, Lo Celso and Ndombele between them are on £275,000 a week. And let's be brutally honest. I know everyone seems to have this real thing for Lo Celso at the moment, but let's be fair, Kuva. If we're gonna call a spade, for the last 4 years, we've seen nothing from those two that justifies 300 grand a week of footballer.
We're striving to be an elite football club. What do you need from players? Product. They've got to do something. Yeah. And they just haven't. So, no, I'm not going to get sentimental or, they've got to have a chance. They've got to have a chance. It's not their first season. They've been here for years.
Yeah.
They're consistently not doing it. So why bother? Why bother? Yeah. Sooner they can get out the door, the better, really.
But it does show.
Forget the Lo Celso bit with people going mad about he's been really good pre-season. What happens every pre-season? And Ndombele. He's doing really well. Come on. He's really trying hard now. Bollocks. It's going to be the
it's like we don't learn. We don't learn from window to window. Like the number of people that I see that listen, don't get me wrong, it's shifted massively now, and I reckon it's probably 50-50. But the number of people I've seen and that have debated with me all summer about Ndombele getting another chance, and Ndombele will be right because this is an attacking manager. this isn't anything to do with attacking or defending. This is to do with the player's attitude, his output, his willingness to run. Like in that game last week, Hoover, you saw that midfield three of Maddison, Basuma and Sarr working their socks off, right? Can you imagine Ndombele doing that?
No.
Right. But people think he should play. And I'm just a bit like, why? What is it that you've seen that I haven't? Yeah,
well, he has got skills, hasn't he? But I mean,
sure,
it's no point if you only sit for 5 minutes of a game and he's coasting around for 85 minutes. Well, he never makes 85 minutes, does he? He never lasts more than an hour anyway. Everything about his game stinks of being really lazy and a bit arrogant. I think you can be arrogant if you're great. Cristiano,
I agree.
Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean. That's a great player. He had arrogance to go with it. Why not? When you're at the top of your game, why not? But Ndombele isn't. He's struggling to justify his reputation from his early days when he was shining in the Champions League. Let's face it, we saw him ripping teams apart and thinking that's a player. No due diligence in the recruitment, no sort of background check of what sort of character is he, and we soon find out what sort of character he is.
Absolutely.
It's no good just saying, oh, we don't know this about the player, we're only saying this as fans, we're guessing. No, you just look at the attitude on the pitch. You just look at the way he trudges off slowly when people are trying to shove him off. It's disgraceful. It's disrespectful as well. I think this is why quite often fans will turn to these players and big them up just because they're hard workers. It's because if you see an overpaid prima donna, it makes you angry. If you see a young lad working his socks off, you at least respect that.
I think a lot of it, though, Kuva, and by the way, we're peaking. Kuva's come on. Kuva's bought the sexy. We've got more viewers than any other point throughout the last hour. So Kuva is the main event here. Big up to 588 people in the chat. Keep smashing that like button. Let's get it to 400. We're on 356. And come on, guys and girls, let's get 5 or 6 more subscribers by the end of the show. Let's get this to 10,330 at least. Growing slowly this week. So please keep smashing that subscribe button. It's pinned. And I will work my socks off for you, unlike Ndombele, next week with every bit of news. And I've got like an 11-hour transfer deadline day show. So if you can't subscribe for someone with that work ethic, don't then tell me you want Ndombele in your Spurs team. I think one of the key things, Kuva, when you look at this is, I think what a lot of people do is they pretend they know massive amounts about all these players that they've seen a few times, Ndombele being one, right? Me, probably like you, I saw a few bits of him in the Champions League and went, oh, he looks good, right?
Yeah.
But without doing the whole deep dive, which is not what fans are meant to do, which is what scouts, recruitment team, manager are meant to do. They're meant to do the deep dive. But what they then do is they put all these compilation videos together of, oh my God, this is why Spurs bought Ndombele. Not just Ndombele, but this is what you're getting. He's a baller. Weaknesses, none. He's got no weaknesses. And all of his strengths are amazing. Then when he doesn't do it in year 1, it's, oh, give him time. Then when he doesn't do it in year 2, oh, but it's the style of manager. When it's year 3, it's Tottenham have ruined this guy. Year 4 is, oh, look, well, Napoli want him, even though they didn't play him at all, like properly for 90 minutes ever. Now it's year 5. It's, oh, we've got an attacking manager. This guy could be good. At what point do people put their hands up and go, I was wrong about that player? Like, he's just not what I thought.
It's what we can get conditioned to at this club, isn't it? We're having to make do with certain players. That's all we ever seem to be doing. So the hope is somebody that's already here comes good, because we know we're not going to be signing those big names. We just don't. That's our club. I'd much prefer to see, like you would, I know, get rid of all these average players and just bring in young, really eager to play players. Like, the sorts of Pochettino could work with. Big Ange can clearly work with as well. Just have a bit of energy, vibrance to the team, and a bit of effort, a bit of soul going into what's going on the pitch, because the fans will really respond to that. No doubt about it. Even the most staunch Conte fan, if he sees the team going out playing like we did in that second half against Man United in particular, how could you not back it? How could you not? It was fantastic to watch. More of it. And you've got to have a realization that some of these players are not good players. They're just not.
I think this is it. Why do we want players that aren't good players? Why do we truly believe they're better than they are? Like, I've had this for years, and I know if Ellie's in the chat, she can disagree with Højbjerg. Højbjerg's a decent player who gives his all, right? I've seen much better midfielders at Tottenham. I've seen worse midfielders at Tottenham. He's decent.
No, but, exactly. Look at Basuma.
Right.
Compare the two.
Right. But it's the people that go, oh my God, he's this warrior and he's a Viking and he's brilliant. And if you look at this, it's like we're trying to make it's like trying to make an ugly person better looking. Unfortunately, like I'll use myself as an example.
Alcohol works.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I look like this, Kuva. People could talk me up all they want or put me down. This is how I look. This is it. This is what you get. And unfortunately, when you look at a player like Højbjerg, what you see is what you get. He's an honest, hard-working midfielder that doesn't let you down. But at what point do you say, hang on, we want to go from here to this level and you need better? And for some reason, wanting better seems to now be seen as a negative, which is, I've never understood it. I've never understood that theory.
Yes, it's like you must back players, otherwise you're not a good fan.
Sure,
it's
sure,
crazy.
Absolutely.
And then you criticize the ownership or the recruitment or anything like that. Oh no, look at the stadium. Why do you want me to cheer the bloody stadium? It's a box for the product, isn't it?
You don't like cheering bricks and steel and...
Funny enough, no, I don't.
Oh.
And I don't like going to the window at Tesco's and cheering the cashiers because they're taking lots of money in. No, I want to watch some football. It's surely, if you're a football club, your primary objective is to provide football at a great standard. And it's not our primary objective, is it? It's a byproduct to allow other things. So anyway, we're back onto that usual train of thought, and not going for it. I prefer to stick on the football for the moment.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, Rico. I'm sorry. This is just completely not true. This is not true in any way, shape, or form. Yes, people have been banging that drum for Ndombele for 5 years. I've been debating them in my shows this summer. I'll give Ndombele a chance. So this is not true. Please don't be disingenuous.
I remember it all over comment sections on multiple channels as well.
Yeah, because what happened at the beginning of pre-season, I don't know if you remember, there was loads of footage of Ndombele. Loads of footage. And everyone was going, oh my God, Ange is going to unleash this world-class footballer. And it's just not happened. But look, there's so much to be positive about. Kudos has said alcohol can't fix bad football. Well, if you drink enough of it, I suppose anything looks good. Tomorrow, Bournemouth away. Tricky game. I don't think Bournemouth are a terrible team. They've brought in some good players. Smaller pitch. Gave us 2 very difficult games last year. One in which we won in the last minute. One in which they won in the last minute. What are you expecting from tomorrow, Perchy?
Yeah, Perchy's all right. I'll take that. I'll take that. We love Perchy as well. Yeah, and in previous seasons, I'll be a lot more worried. It's a tricky game, like you said. But right at the moment, I'm so bought into the Ange Postecoglou ethos. I'm just really confident.
Yeah,
I just feel like we're going to go in there, take the game to them, and at the end of the day, if you do that with if you take the game to the opposition and you've got better quality players, you're surely going to win it, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's my way of looking at it. So that's what I'm expecting. I think could be a fun game. 4-2 to us, maybe. Bournemouth have got something about them. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
They've got that team spirit going. Very limited what they can do in the transfer market, but they've done it well. I'm got to say I'm impressed with what they've done. I didn't think they were going to recover after Eddie Howe went, but they have. Fair play.
Yeah, they've done very well. I'm just looking at
0-1 tomorrow.
I'm just looking. I'm just going to go back to. Hang on. Where's the Premier League fixtures, competitions, Premier League? I just want to have a look at their first game just to see how they set up, etc. Let's look at the Bournemouth team from the game against Liverpool. They lined up with. Oh, hang on. Let's bring this up. Not the greatest screen. They've put the logo. I love a logo, but this really does. You'll see what I mean in a minute, Kuva. The logo really does kind of. Oh, of course they're asking me for a pop-up. No thanks. Zoom to 150. Right. So if I think everyone should be able to see that then. So if we look at the team, they've got Neto in goal, with Sensi and Zabanya at centre half, with Max Aarons, who we were linked with for years, and Kirkez at left back, Ryan Christie and Rothwell, with Billing, Semenyo, Anthony, and Solanke. It's a nice little team, but let's be fair, Kuvo. I don't want to be arrogant. I don't want to be big-headed in case they beat us and we look silly. But it shouldn't be an 11 that we're really quaking in our boots about playing away, should it?
No. There's, as I keep saying, this season there is just a vibe about what's happening at this club. Forget the off-field activities or lack of it. What's happening on the pitch is starting to shape up already. The great thing is we have not seen 90 minutes of the great sort of Ange football so far. It's we've seen patches of it, and we're doing well off the patches of it. It certainly blew Man United away. They had no answer to it. That second half was just fantastic to watch, wasn't it? Look at the party celebrations after says it all. Fans have been craving this kind of football. Most have anyway. There are some people I don't understand that actually enjoy the grinding football because I think they enjoy the tribalism part and not play well but still beat something that somebody is quite fun to rub in their face because it makes them more angry. But there's that part to it. But for me, total football, that's what we're getting. It's attack, and like Ange says, we never give up. Well, we never stop. That's it. I love that attitude. For me, I never look at time wasting at the end of the match. If you're 1-0 up, try and score another one. Don't dribble it up in the corner flag. I don't like that. I think you should always be looking to score a goal. It's just excitement, isn't it?
He's giving us, listen, the bare minimum that we've asked for as fans. I think again, I can't speak for everyone. The bare minimum what we asked for was to watch some football. And some of the one-touch passing I've seen in the last two games. Listen, it's going to take time. It's not going to be. You're not going to have Man City tiki-taka in 2 games, right? I'm not saying you'll ever get to Man City's levels because obviously they've got the best players. But some of the football we've seen has been absolutely brilliant. The link-up play with Sarr and Basuma and Maddison and Adoji and Porro, it's just looked really good. And let's be fair, that's what Tottenham are. Tottenham is.
Yeah.
Tottenham want to be, all those
absolutely.
words.
As far as I'm concerned, what was brought up, we didn't have to say the Tottenham DNA because everybody knew what Spurs were all about. It was attacking, free-flowing football with a bit of grit thrown in there. For every Hoddle and Ardiles and Mickey Hazard, you had a Perryman, a Roberts, a Paul Miller. And that was the early 80s side. It was a great mix, absolutely great mix. Just recapture something like that. Man United used to have it as well. For your Scholesies and your Giggs, you'd have a Roy Keane. You'd have those rock solid defenders, Vidic and that sort of player. It's all about the balance. I do think in previous seasons we've lacked that entirely. It's been about work rate and formation and holding shape and. That's hell with that. I want some imagination on the pitch, flair, excitement, bit of pace that helps as well. Bit of dribbling ability from players. Love what Basuma's doing when he drives that forward with the ball now.
He's superb, isn't he? He's a superb footballer.
He is basically starting to look like Ndombele with not Ndombele, Musa Dembele. That way.
Kuva flip-flopping all over the place.
Musa Dembele without the injuries. That's what he's starting to look like. Very similar in a lot of things he does. It's very difficult to get the ball off him. And he's getting stuck in. He's getting in the right places. He's basically affecting games. That's what you need from your midfield. This is why I don't rate Højbjerg, because But for all his effort and all the things he does right, he can go missing so easily. When we need somebody to step up and control the midfield, he's regularly not there. But
you know what I
sooner,
think with him?
I'll see him taking on the fight and coming out best.
Do you know what? I listen to whatever this guy says, full of knowledge. This guy. Do you know what the thing with Højbjerg for me is? Listen, he does a job, and it's what somebody always said to me: muck and bullets for me, a muck and bullets player. But there's a difference between being a warrior, so to speak, that throws his body on the line, and being someone that wants the ball and says, "Right, I'm going to now run the game. I'm going to take this upon myself to inject something into the game," and that is what Bissouma does. Bissouma gets the ball and takes ownership of it. If it's running through the channels, running through the lines, beating the press, whatever he does it with drive, with power, with purpose. And it gets fans going, oh, unfortunately, Højbjerg's not that guy. And look, let's talk about this. We've got a lot of midfielders, Kuva, and not many games. I would say not many games. You know, you've got the cup games, but 38 league games. You've got your midfield three. I think the best midfield three is going to be Sarr, Bissouma, Maddison. Then obviously you've got Bentancur to come back into the fray with Skip, with Højbjerg. You've then got Lo Celso still at the club, and Ndombele still at the club. Harvey White is still on the books at the club. Some of those have got to go, haven't they? You can't have 8 to 9 midfielders for 3 slots for a season, can you?
You'd think so. I think most people agree now. Looking at for a midfield three, you're looking Bissouma, Sarr, and Maddison, aren't you? I think most people would be in that opinion at the moment. So, out of all the remaining ones, who would you really keep out of that? I don't see a lot of point in keeping the more established players for some reason. I think I would be better off keeping the youngsters coming through, and that ones that you'll definitely at least get the energy levels coming from them. I don't see Højbjerg getting all over the pitch and, bossing it like Sarr was, for example. I also don't see him dribbling the ball like Bissouma was. Is he going to create like Maddison was? No, he does none of those roles. He's a different kind of player. I think he suits more the low block, the defending on the edge of your box, and just staying in these little pockets. Do
you know where I think he'd be excellent? I think he'd be excellent at West Ham for Moyes.
Yeah, because they play crap football.
Right. I think he'd be excellent sitting in that midfield 2 or 3, doing all that doggy work in front of the back 5, and then just letting the likes of Bowen, Antonio, and now Kudus, who's a great signing for them, go on the counter-attack. I think he'd be great for a club like that. I don't think he's great for any manager that wants to get the ball down and play football. Just my opinion.
Everton as well.
Oh, God, what a poor team Everton are. I mean, that's a team in deep trouble.
Yeah, I think they're going down this season.
Yeah, they look absolutely toothless. Everton do, and I always hear every year, if Dominic Calvert-Lewin stays fit, I mean, has he ever really done it? Like, he's never fit for a start, but has he ever really done it? But anyway, we're not Everton fans. Tomorrow, Maddison.
Wait. Slow down. I am an Everton fan. They buy all our rubbish. It's great. Love them.
Oh, good God. That's why I'm a Fulham fan if they come and buy Eric Dyer.
Damn right.
I'll say this right now. If Fulham buy Eric Dyer, I will buy a Fulham shirt and I will pin it there. Right? You heard me say it, right? I will buy a Fulham shirt with Savva on the back and I will pin it right there if they buy Eric Dyer from us this window. Not
buy
loan.
a Dyer shirt, in the Fulham Dyer shirt.
Oh.
No, that'll be fun.
Dyer. Just
finally got some respect for him.
Oh, I mean, I would say that's his level, but I actually don't think he's good enough for them. But listen, no loan. If he signs, you can all clip me. There's 568 people in here. You can all clip this. If Fulham buy Eric Dyer, I will buy a Fulham shirt with Savva on the back and we will stick it there. Not a loan though. Look, loads of reports, Kuva. Let's look at some fun rumour stuff. because there's always fun rumours at Tottenham Hotspur. By the way, guys and girls, keep subscribing. Thank you to the 2 people that have. We're now only 4 away from hitting 10,330. So smash that subscribe button. Please subscribe to Free Spurs Boys, Kuva and the Kang as well. Big up for Kuva and for Bobby K and his boys and the cats. I see cats there sometimes as well. It's all a bit crazy over there. So please subscribe to those guys and keep smashing the like button. It's been a good show so far. We'll go for about another 20 minutes tops. And then I'm not sure if Perchy's going today because I know he's just flown over last night from Barcelona to London. So I'm not sure what he's doing, but check out if he is. Perchy, let me know.
That must be a miserable flight. Going from Barcelona, coming over here.
Imagine being a Barcelona footballer. Imagine being a Barcelona footballer and you're on your flight on your way over to London. Oh, God, the Camp Nou, lovely city, good weather. Oh, anyway, look, lots of reports, Kuva. Loads and loads of reports, as always. Apparently, Brennan Johnson of Forest. We're looking at Pepe of Porto. Another name that's come into the mix in the last few days has been Santiago Jimenez of Feyenoord up front. Are we literally just getting to the stage where it's the last week of the window and now the reports are just going wild when there's absolutely nothing to any of it?
Absolutely. I've got to believe we are at least looking at players with potential to get them, but how often do we say that? Some of these players mentioned, I mean, I actually think Brennan Johnson's a really good player. He's really got something about him. It's that lightning pace. It's so difficult to play against that kind of pace, especially when he's good at dribbling with the ball at his feet at that kind of pace. That's great ability. That's Gareth Bale sort of territory. He's got to be one of the quickest in the Premier League, surely.
Brennan Johnson?
Yeah, he's so quick. We do lack that at the moment, I feel. Although Udogie, Porro, they're helping with the flanks, try and get a bit of pace into it. But I think having that option, somebody who can go both through the middle and play right wing with that kind of pace, I think, struggling Forest team, 8 goals last season, it's not a bad return.
Yeah, I think, do you know what? Listen, I've seen a lot of people have been pulling apart stats upon stat upon stat. By the way, Perchy, I have just redirected to you. Big up my man. Perchy is going to be live at 12 p.m. Lots of people pulling all of his stats apart, but somebody messaged me the other night, I'm not going to name names, and said, what you've got to look at as well is when we look at a player's stats, we've got to remember that that's playing for a set team that play a set style of football under a set manager. So, for example, Nottingham Forest, last year did try to hit people on the counter-attack with the likes of Brennan Johnson, Morgan Gibbs-White, and players like Awinyi when he was fit. But it wouldn't be that style under Postecoglou. We'd have more of the ball, so it would be different stats. But look, it's very, very difficult. You know me and stats. I like X amount of stats, but after that, I do get a little bit, we're drowning in them. When we're looking at 50 different aspects of a player. I don't think he'd be the end of the world as a signing. I'm not saying I want him as first choice, but I do think, like you said, he'd add a little bit of pace, a little bit of direct running at goal. Yeah. And at the moment, I'll be honest, with Kulu, I think we missed that because Kulu looks very indecisive when he's running at goal. Even the assist he got on the weekend.
It's what we used to get from Kulu when he first arrived. It was that all the time. I thought, what a player. He was rapidly growing to my favourite player, and then it just all disappeared, didn't it? It made the same sense. Good work rate from Kulu. He does win the ball back a lot. There's different strings to his bow, but at the end of the day, if you're playing as a forward, surely goals, assists, creating chances for people, that's what it's all about. And we don't see enough of it from him now. It's unfortunate, but he's having a bit of a struggle at the moment. We had the same with Sonny, didn't we? But I thought he improved against Man United. I thought he was starting to show glimpses of his old self. He was much more active in and around the box, doing things that would create, so it was affecting play. That's what he hadn't been doing.
Isn't that the key thing there, Kuva? For me, I thought he was so much more effective when he was in and around the box, not hugging the left-hand side. Yeah, okay. And this is what I think a lot of people, when I talk about Son, I think they get me wrong. I don't think Son's a great winger anymore. Right, that's what I said. I don't think he's that scary wide man that he was 3 or 4 years ago. I don't think he's that. What I do think, though, is I think that when you get him in and around the box and you give him a sniff of goal, I thought his actual link-up play was a lot better last Saturday. When Perisic came on the left, Sonny moved to the middle. I thought what you saw was that lovely triangle between Maddison, Perisic, and Sonny, where they were making things happen, overlaps, playing each other into the little gaps in the box. I would like to see Sonny play that through the middle, if I'm brutally honest. That's all I've said. I've never said I'd drop him. I'd like him through the middle with maybe a Solomon or a Perisic being given a chance on the left, or maybe a Brian Hill when he's fit, or I don't know, just options, right? Different options.
Yeah, well, for me, it's basics, really. What Sonny's greatest strength is his finishing, as far as I'm concerned, over the years. So get him in and around the box as much as you can and try and get the ball to his feet. That's the simple way. If you've got a player like that, play to what they're good at. Same with Kane as well. You don't want to be putting through balls to Kane for him to race onto, do you? He's not that kind of player. So, yeah, Sonny, I think we need that extra wide player. Perhaps that does mean Sonny play through the middle. Perhaps we'll either find a way, or perhaps Richarlison comes out. Trouble is, drop Richarlison. Sonny's not that kind of player either. He can't. He's not the sort of rough and tumble centre forward that's going to stick his head in everywhere. Was he scored 2-headed goals since he's been here or something? It's a crazy sort of statistic, but he's just not that kind of player either. We'd have to play a different kind of football, but we could do that. I don't see why not.
Well, there's a few.
Remember when Liverpool, prime Suarez years, their forward line, it was small, quick players. They didn't have a target man.
Yeah.
You can do it. You just have to play to the strengths and do it well. So those decisive passes, that's where the likes of Maddison comes in, isn't it? Picking out the killer ball for somebody to run through and beat the offside trap. Yeah, find a way. But yeah, I agree. Sonny, you got to have him in the area. You got to have him edge of the box, finding a bit of space, unleash a shot, a few goals in him.
Absolutely, that's where I want to see him, and that's why I said last week I thought he might get a brace against Man U. What I need to see, this isn't just Sonny, by the way. The reason Sonny gets talked about more than the others is because he's hyped up more than the others. What we've got to start seeing is, I'm not saying if he doesn't score tomorrow it's the end of the world, but at some point you've got to start seeing a few goals. Like the forwards have to chip in. At the moment, I've seen one assist from, I would say an assist from Kulu, but even then, if you look at the assist, it was a really bad ball back into the box that luckily hit the Bournemouth defender and went, listen, I'm not knocking it, but, the only assist we've really seen from a forward is from Perisic. Yeah. He's the only forward. Maddison, obviously, as an attacking midfielder, I've got 2, but Perisic got the assist last week when he came on. Look, this comment, Martin has said, I got a hot take for you, Savva. When people talk about our deadwood, why does nobody talk about Kulu? He is rubbish. Look, I don't think Kulu's rubbish. I do feel what's happened, Martin, is a typical football fan situation where everyone has bigged up a player of such a small sample size that now they're backed into a corner to keep backing him no matter how bad he plays. And what I saw last week from Kulu, especially in that first half, the number of times he had the ball one-on-one against his fullback, and you're thinking, do something, and he neither crossed nor shot. He just kind of kept going until he was tackled. And it was like, come on, man, where's the sharpness? Where's your speed of thought? And unfortunately, Coover, it's been that for a year with this guy. I'm not knocking him, but I just don't know if he's as good as people want him to be.
Yeah, again, at the end of the day, you've got to put aside the sentiment. You've got to put aside what a player's done in the past and look at what the present is. And look at you can look at the recent history, but Kulusevski has not been the player he was. It's been quite really sad. Like I said, I thought he was the reason to go and watch the team. When he first arrived, he was that good. He was sensational. He really was. He even had like Pep Guardiola raving about him as well. What a player. He was saying. We're all saying it. We loved him. And it's just gone. How long do realise that player's not coming back. It's a tricky one, that. If I'm brutally honest, I wouldn't have signed him when we had the option to come up.
I agree. I agree. I massively agree. I look, for me, again, I've got nothing against him. I've got nothing against him being in the squad, like all of our players, Cooper. And I think sometimes because we're on YouTube a lot and we debate footballers, I think if a YouTuber, for example, says, "Oh, I've not rated that player, he's not done well," doesn't mean I don't want them to do well. I.e., I don't rate Richarlison one bit. Doesn't mean I don't want him to score a hat-trick and all three goals come off his backside tomorrow. I don't care. I want him to do well. I'm just saying on what I've seen, not what I want to see. And unfortunately, Kulu, for me, a little bit predictable. When I say a little bit, I mean a lot predictable. I don't know. There are people that love him, but I agree with you, Kuva. I would not have signed him and Porro. I don't think we needed to spend 75, 80 million on both of them. I just don't think it was needed.
Yeah, that's it. Keeps coming back to the same thing, doesn't it? If you really want your team to improve, you need players that are going to improve it. If your players going backwards in their form, which Kulusevski sadly has been, in terms of attacking, certainly in terms of attacking, then your team's struggling a little bit because of it. I feel much more confident than the likes of Solomon coming in, having a go. I'd much prefer to see him having a run of 6 or 7 games and just say to him, go out there, take your man on, get to that byline, cut the ball back, do what an old school winger does. Just see what we can get out of them.
I'd like to see it, wouldn't you? I think even when Solomon came on the other day, listen, by the way, I'm not saying that Solomon's going to grab you 10 goals and 10 assists and be this amazing winger, but it's something different, right? Give the fullback something different to think about. And as I keep saying, Kuva, and you played to a level when you were younger. If you're a left back playing against Tottenham Hotspur, you are going to be doing your homework on Kulu and go, I know how to stop this guy. I'm not losing sleep over it. If I'm playing a winger that can go on the outside, go on the inside, right foot, left foot, I'm losing sleep because I'm thinking, I don't know what he's going to do, right? Kulu, I know what he's going to do every time. I know what he's going to do. Yeah,
true. Mind you, playing left back, I was really fast, so I never worried about anybody. My problem was I was crap.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, you're right. You of course you'd do your homework on players. You'd be going through your head. You pre-match. You'd get all the team talks and everything. But you've got this personal sort of dialogue going on, thinking this is the likely to happen in the game. What am I going to do here? You run through all the scenarios, what might happen. Think about how you deal with them. Perhaps even talk to your coach about it. Like, I've got a bit of concerns about what he does here. What do you think I should do? They'll come up with some ideas. There's always ways to nullify things if you're smart enough with it. Sometimes you just have to realise a player's just that good. You can't stop them alone, in which case you need some help. But with Kulusevski, like you said, he's very predictable. I think what would turn his game around is something that just can't possibly happen, as if he just had that injection of pace, that sort of explosive acceleration or something to take him away from players. Then with his footballing brain, it'd thrive. But he's got to find ways to sort of outsmart a player or out-dribble them or things like that at the moment. It's just not really working too well for him, which is strange how it did to start with.
Well, look, a couple of comments I want to bring up on the thingy, on the subject of Kulu. First of all, this guy, first of all, says you are knocking him. I'm not. I'm just being brutally honest about what I've seen. I think he's a decent player, but I've not seen anything that puts him at the levels that some people in the chat are talking about him, right? And then you've go on and say, this is terrible, that's terrible, this is predictable, I've not said he's terrible. I didn't use the word terrible. We've got to stop doing that. I said he's predictable. And is he not? Why is calling someone predictable knocking them? If he's not predictable, go out there and show it. Go and do different things. Don't cut in all the time. If he's not predictable, don't have a year where you look predictable. This sort of football fan, I just don't get it. Like, they don't use their brain. I'll call them out. You know I will. This is, another one. This again, a silly comment. Wasn't one of the two Maddison's assists really lucky? You see what you want to see. Hang on. The difference was Maddison's assist, he got fouled. Right? Maddison's assist, he got fouled. It wasn't like Maddison made a bad pass. Yeah, it luckily found its way through, but he was fouled. Kulu had all of the grass to run into at Tottenham. He had all the time in the world, took ages and ages and ages. Then when he pulled the ball back, it wasn't even accurate. So when you say, I see what I want to see, listen, listen, Maddison's a class act. Kulu is not. I'm sorry. I'm not having that. Martin has said Kulu is a real talent. I need to see it. Ideal as an inside forward, number 8, but he's not a winger in an system. That I agree with. And JP.
Yeah, I could see him doing good things as number 8. You're more inclined then to.
I'm not sure he can run it though.
Space, aren't you? You don't have to beat the man. Yeah, I could see that.
I'm not sure if he's the only thing I worry is, has he got the legs for that? That's my only concern with him. GKD has said Kulu is good in his day, but he's just way too predictable. It's why I wouldn't have taken the buy option. For me, Solomon is better just because he's unpredictable. That money could have gone elsewhere. Listen, I don't know about the Solomon being better. We'll see, but I do agree that money for me would have been better spent more in a forward area, more in a defence, a centre-back area. For me, I agree with you. And Gov1882 said Kulu is a bench player. At the moment, I think he is. At the moment, Tigaro, big up with a super chat, has said the Ange press conference is live at 1 o'clock. We can watch it during your members' stream. Yeah, for sure, we can watch it during the members' stream, but without any sound or video because we'll get copyrighted. So we can watch it silently. Donna Cullen, I said, Mr. Coover, it's been a long time since I last saw you. Anything to say to Donna Cullen?
Big up Donna Cullen.
Big up Donna Cullen.
Get us a couple of signings, please.
Absolutely. And Donna's gone on to say, Mr. Savva, today your eyes look good. Seems like you are now getting enough sleep. Please take good care of yourself. I've no idea. I have a lovely sleep every night. I don't know what this is on about. Big up to Donna Cullen. Big up to everyone in the chat. Let's go through some of the comments. We'll run through them. Spurs Live said, yes, big up to you, Josh. Hope you're well, my man. Going to be doing some content with Josh this week. Adrian Parker has said, if Gift Orban comes in, Richie and Kulu can fight for the right-sided winger. Someone keeps saying that Solomon's going to Chelsea. This makes no sense to me at all. Rob has said, I hope my fellow Dorset guy is well and that the move hasn't taken too much out of you. Don't think you've moved yet, have you?
No,
it's not moved.
Not moved. Swamps of paperwork at the moment for some reason. Oh well.
Sorry. This is Aaron. Listen, sorry. I shouldn't react to this, Coover. I just cannot stand it. Why is it, if you're honest about a player, why is it called negative? I'll give you an example, right? Coover, do you want Eric Dyer at centre back for Spurs?
No.
Right. Why not?
Because he's crap.
Okay. Is that negative, or are you being honest about the player?
Honest about the player.
Right. So why is it? I'm looking at a bloke that's not done anything for nearly a year in a Spurs shirt. Why is that called negativity? How do people...
Me saying, if I said something like Eric Dyer's good, it doesn't suddenly make him good. He doesn't become better by me saying it.
Right.
Just say what you see. These are fan shows. You give your opinion. If people don't like the opinion, it doesn't matter. They can have their own.
But I hate this. It's this narrative. We talked about it earlier in the show. It's this narrative that when I say, oh, I'd love better than Højbjerg, oh, you're negative. No, I'm positive. I want better. Yeah. I want better. If people want Kulu, if people think Kulu's a great player and want him, cool. But then when he doesn't score goals and he hardly assists, don't then go, oh, Daniel Levy should have bought better. Hang on. You're the one backing, right? So...
the other one I always hate as well is like people going, oh, Kuva, you're always as a glass half empty type instead of glass half full. And my response has always been, no, I'm the sort of person that will keep asking, why am I never served a full pint with this club?
Bang on.
So
Hang on.
that's it. I don't get all this negative. It was like people protesting. Why do people think that's negative? What are they protesting about? It's because they want better for the club. That's it at the end of the day. You should be able to put all of that aside on people's opinions on things and realise that, you know, people want to see the team do better. If you're vocal about it, it seems to be a negative for some reason. It shouldn't be. I put demands on the club. I absolutely demand it. Then people say, "Oh God, you're so entitled. You're demanding trophies." No, don't demand trophies, but do demand we at least look like we're competing for it.
Yeah.
I
completely agree.
Yeah, my demands are play football and give it a proper go.
Listen, I would say, listen, Donovan, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. Kulu is still a young, I mean, he's not a kid, but he's still a young player. I wouldn't call him a kid. I think he's like, let's have a look. Is he 23? Kulusevski? What is he? Squad, what's his name? Kulu? Dejan Kulusevski.
He's around that, isn't he?
Dejan Kulusevski is 23 years of age, right? Listen, I'm not knocking it. He's 23. I agree with you. Plenty of years to harness his talent. But that doesn't mean that what people want him to be, he is now, right? It's okay saying, I think he's going to be great. Cool. Let's wait for him to get great. But people put him on this pedestal very, very quickly. Listen, I know what will happen, Kuva. I say this all the time. Anytime you talk about a player, then they go and score a goal and everyone loses their mind. If Kulu scores this weekend, Savva's in the mud. Look how brilliant he is. I want to see, and I don't apologise, Kuva, I want to see consistency from players. Consistency. Yeah. That's all I want.
Whoever's at the top of the table, it's because their players are being consistently good. That's it at the end of the day. We finished, 8th last year? Tells its own story.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, the shame of it for me is Kulu is talented. Yeah. He is a talented footballer. Do I think he's got it to go from there to there? I'm not sure. You know, I look at people like that and I think you've got to have one of two things as a wide player to really be a top player. I think you've got to be an exceptional goal scorer. You've got to have pace. Not all of them. You don't have to have all of them. You've either got to be an exceptional goal scorer, you've got to have pace, or you've got to have different ways of operating. And at the moment, from what I've seen from him, he isn't an exceptional goal scorer and has never scored a lot of goals in his career, ever, wherever he's been. He's not a goal scorer. He hasn't got pace, and I do find him a little bit one-trick pony. If he can listen, he's not going to get quicker. That's not his game. If he can adapt the other two, Kuva, cool. But at the moment, I just want players to stop being put on this pedestal so early.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people are seeing it as he doesn't seem like he's a natural winger from what we want, certainly in this system. Right. There's great work rate from him there. He certainly does his shift. He's the effort's there. That's a great positive. But yeah, perhaps he is better looking at those. They are better looking at those positions where he can just drift in, and maybe even a number 10, sitting behind the attackers and looking to pick passes, just find a pocket of space. He's an intelligent player, that's for sure. So find himself a bit of room rather than trying to be a winger. Just get those pockets of space and exploit them. We've always been calling out for the new Ericssons and things. We've got Maddison now. Perhaps Kulu adapts his game that way. Who knows? He is young enough to be moulded into a different type of player. That's for
sure. I mean, what I would say is I just looked from his last 135 league games. 135 league games. He scored 12 goals. Right, which is what's that average out at? 135 league games, 12 goals?
I'd prefer to work that out a percentage of an Aaron Lennon. I'd say that's bang on at the moment.
Right, well, there you go. And assists in that time have been 20. So 20 in 135, assists isn't bad. That's an assist every...
I've got something involved in a goal once every 4 games, roughly, something like that.
Does it?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a sort of goal contribution every 4 games.
Yeah.
I think it's every 5. But look. Listen, I want him to do well. I do. I want him to be better. At the moment, I'm just at the stage where I would just like to see something different out there. That's just for me. Donovan has gone on to say he was such a step up from Mora, and we lacked any sort of talent on the right-hand side. That's why people flocked to him so quickly. Nothing is stopping us from kicking on, adding more depth. Bang on.
Yeah, spot on.
Bang on. I completely agree with you. What I would ask is this. I would ask you this, Kulu. The last thing we'll do on Kulu, and by the way, sorry, I didn't read this out. Sorry, Iggy. I should have. Iggy, God, that's ages ago now. I said, big up, lads. Good to see you, Kuva. The only way up to players' game is up the competition. The only way to up a player's game is to up the competition. That goes for Kulu and for any other player. Big up and diet out. Hashtag Iggy. Big up, Iggy. Make sure you get over and subscribe to Tottenham Away, guys and girls. Yeah, I agree with him. Look, the last thing I would say, Kuva, and all of this is if we'll have fans that right now, if we were linked with Anthony of Man United, right? If we were linked with Sancho, okay? If we were linked with these sorts of players, people would go, oh, they're rubbish. They've not done anything. But they're the same people that will tell you Kulu is amazing. And that's the, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's natural to have a bias. It is natural. But you've got to try and shelve it and just look a little bit more objectively on things. And what are we really getting out of each of our players at the moment? That's what you have to ask. You know, it's all well and good saying, "Oh, look at the smile on their face. Oh, I really enjoyed watching something they did in a game." But what have they done over the whole of the game? What have they done over the whole of the season? Is it enough? Is it what you expect? If you're answering no to those things, perhaps you need to upgrade that player.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look, I just feel like, listen, maybe I'm greedy. Look, you know, you've seen some great wingers in your time at Spurs. You know, we've watched people like Gareth Bale. We've watched people like Chrissy Waddle. We've watched players like the sexy great man there, David Ginola. And then when I watch players like Kulu, I'm just so underwhelmed compared to. Maybe it's wrong of me to want to compare to them, but
I think the biggest problem as well is when he did first arrive, he was sensational. He was absolutely brilliant, and so he set the bar very high for himself. And of course, he's not performing at that level, so it's really noticeable. You say the same thing with Sonny. Sonny have an absolutely amazing season. Then if he drops off, it's really noticeable. What can you do about that? That's why Harry Kane was just being so amazing for us over that period of time, because it was consistently every season the goals would come.
Yeah. By the way, it wasn't even 6 good months. He joined on the last day of January and the season ended at the beginning of May or mid-May. So actually like 3.5 months if we really break it down. Look, I listen, at the moment, let's revisit this in 6 months or 3 months. I'd love to sit here, Coover, and say, you know what? He's proved me wrong and he's done loads of good things. But for me, I'm the sort of person, you've known me long enough, Coover, to know I don't just call players world-class or class immediately. I don't praise players unless they put in consistent performances. Consistency, i.e. Van der Ven and Udogie look really good. I want to see consistency. Let's keep that going. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying consistency. Sarr looks a really good young player. Keep going. Consistency. But, you know, you got people like, you got, so I won't name any names. I wasn't going to name names. You got people that will look at a player, have one great game and go, this boy is amazing. And you're like, whoa, well, we've all had that one good day at something we do where we go, oh, I don't know. Like if you go on the golf course, oh, God, I'll never hit around like that again. Doing it consistently is what makes you good.
It's like some of the raving, you know, big ups that players like Dane Scarlett or Troy Parrott get. For what exactly?
Sure.
I mean, give them a chance, but to big them up like, oh yeah, they're the solution already when they've barely kicked a ball for the team. That's crazy. Just if you've got promising young talent, let's see over the course of a season, give them a bit of game time. You know, when you cruise in a few games, give them 20 minutes here and there. See if they are slotting, bag a goal or two, do their confidence a bit of good. Then you got a little bit of evidence to say, yeah, they're going to fit in okay. But just coming through the under-21s and you know, academy players go out on loan somewhere. and like the next big thing, they're definitely amazing. Wow, that's a little bit jumping the gun, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like we saw it in the pre-season. You know, Dane Scarlett scored a great goal. It was a really good goal, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
straight away, it was, oh my God, this boy has to be in the team. We've got to find a place for him. And you're like, hang on. Hang on. He's got one good goal in pre-season against a really bad defence, we must add, in a game where we're cruising.
What's that Liverpool midfielder, the youngster who comes through? I've forgotten his name now. Oh, it'll come back to me in a minute. One of their youth players broke through into the first team. He's doing quite. Harvey Elliott.
Who's that? Harvey Elliott.
Yeah. look at the same thing when he first came on. You know, a few minutes here and there. They said, "Oh, he's got a bit of talent. He's looking good." And they just eased him into it. It's not instantly, "Oh, he's our replacement for." He's our long-term, definite number one midfielder. It's like, let's see what we can do. Just ease them along. The players take their time to develop, especially the youngsters. You can't rush what they're good at. It comes naturally over time.
Listen, good. We are going to end in the next 3 or 4 minutes. Just before we do, I just want to bring up the worst comment I've seen of the year award. This guy really can't be a proper Tottenham fan, and for me, has clearly not watched this guy play live. David Ginola is now getting the slander. Imagine this: David Ginola, who we all love, had more yellow cards than goals in the Prem. If you don't understand what David Ginola's role was in the Kuva, please, I talk about this guy all the time. Please, I mean, I'm so embarrassed for comments like this. I'm embarrassed. Please help me out, Kuva. I'm begging you. This is just.
Yeah, you click on the comment and it's gone, mate. There you go. Problem solved.
I'm baffled.
Talking about footballing genius there, and just try and.
What's an absolute?
This is after talk. This is after talk of. Was this the same one that was talking about us bashing players?
Yes. Yeah, and he's now going to use
talking about
Ginola.
a legendary player, that one of the most skillful players ever to grace the Prem, and you're knocking him. So
wow. I mean, first of all, what I'd like to, with kids like this, I'm only going to assume he's a kid for such a dumb comment, right? I'm going to call it out what it is. I don't like calling people dumb, but this is as dumb as I have seen for a long time. David Ginola, for you and for any other kids who don't understand how football has evolved, David Ginola played as a left-sided midfielder, or a left winger, if you will, in a 4-4-2. Back in those days, as Kuva, I hopefully will agree with me here, wide men who played in a 4-4-2 weren't in the team to get 15, 20 goals a season. That wasn't the job of a wide midfielder. This man won double player of the year playing for Tottenham Hotspur. That means the football writers and all the football players that played that season picked this man as the best player in the league, right? And you are going to use him to judge against Kulu in a debate. This is utterly embarrassing.
I'll tell you what this comment is good for, though. This is why you do not put all your faith in statistics.
Wow. Yes. Oh, my God, yes. Kuva, do you know what? I wish so many more of these younger players had the chance to watch this guy play in a Spurs shirt. They just wouldn't be talking like this. They really, really wouldn't be talking like this. This is one of the best players I've ever seen at White Hart Lane.
Yeah.
I just want to cry. I really want to cry. Big up to all those that know their football, and big up to the people that want to use David Ginola as a way of sticking up for Kulu in this argument. Absolutely shocking. Learn your football history. Big up. I saw one more comment. I am going to bring it up. This did make me laugh. We are going to leave in a couple of minutes because Perchy's going live. Harry Kane had drop-off seasons as well, Kuva, right? Bear with me, Kuva, before you say anything. So I thought I'd take the I thought I'd take the liability of bringing up Harry Kane season by season for Tottenham Hotspur. As you can quite clearly see here, from the first season where he broke through, which would be the 14-15 season, 31 goals in all comps, 28, 35, 41, 24, 24, 33, 27, 32, and 58 in 84 for England. I'm sorry, Kuva. Can you tell me where the drop-off was from Harry Kane in any of those?
Yeah, I can. Those 2 seasons where he did drop off. It's called injury.
But even then, look at the number of goals.
Still 24, wasn't it? Each of those is consistent goal scorer. He's one of the best we'll ever have.
24, right, in 30. The 2 years he got the big injuries, right, Kuva? He got 24 and 34 in all competitions and 24 and 38 in all competitions. They are ridiculous stats. Oh, but yeah. I give up. I really give up with some people. Anyway, I've really enjoyed the show. A couple of super chats. Donna Cullen's come back in again and said, what's your favourite colour? I don't know. I don't really have one. I don't think. I don't really care. Let's go with gold.
It's not about colours. It's about shades. Lily white.
Shades of lily white. Big up. And then Donna Cullen's come back in again and said, Mr. Savva, please don't cry. Okay. I had a few good nights with Sexy Ginola too. It was a superb player. Kids don't understand this, and that's why I love big men. I don't know how to take that comment. Just absolutely worrying.
I think I'm in with Donna Cullen.
Wow. Aaron, I can't talk to you anymore. Honestly, Aaron, you listen, dude, you brought Ginola into it. It's embarrassing. You bought Ginola. You bought a plastic gun. You bought a water pistol to a fight with machine guns. Sorry, dude. Terrible, terrible opinion. See you later, mate. Right. Kuva, thanks so much for coming on. I've really enjoyed it, mate. Thank you.
Mate.
Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
Big up.
Big up to Kuva. With the purchase.
Yeah, I've redirected everyone's purchase. So all you got to do is stay here. We'll take you to purchase. What I will do is, people, I'm putting the link in the chat. As you leave, please be so kind to subscribe to the channel. Thank you to everyone who voted for me for the Best New Content Creator Awards. We won't win it, but we'll give it a good go. And big up to anyone that understands how good David Ginola was. Much love. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you